What's up, dev people? So in this video I want to get Firebase installed. I want to set up the Firebase init file and we will show that we're using it. So let's go back into our terminal. Let's do npm I Firebase. Give that a minute to install. If it takes too long, I'll clip the video and come back. Okay, so that took forever, but it's finally done. So we have Firebase installed. Let's just do npm start and we'll wait for it to kick back in. While that's going, let's go into our source folder here, create a new folder called Firebase, and inside there let's create a file called init.js. Check back. Looks like this is working again. We see everything. There's no errors. Good. Okay, so we have Firebase library added. Let's import Firebase from Firebase /app. And under that, we'll say import in our like a direct import right in the string. Import Firebase /auth. Okay. And from there, we're going to need that configuration stuff that I said we needed earlier in our Firebase console. So go back to your Firebase console, go to the gear, project settings, general tab, come down, grab the CDN here, and everything that's inside of this bottom script tag, like this, just go ahead and copy all that, paste it right in here, okay? We'll change this var to a const, and this is more of a React Firebase thing. We want to add in if not Firebase.apps.length, and we want to go up here and say let app, and then say app equals Firebase.initialize app. It's kind of a weird Firebase React thing where it'll keep initializing it. So as long as there's nothing in the Firebase apps array, then we'll go ahead and initialize it. Okay, so that's the first thing we want to do. Go under that, and we're going to export a function that we're basically going to call the auth with. So we'll say export const auth equals Firebase.auth, and it's going to return us an instance of the Firebase auth that gets initialized in this file. From there, I would like to just set up our Google pop-up stuff right now so we can get that out of the way. So we'll say const Google provider equals new Firebase.auth. You'll see it kind of autofills here, Google auth provider, and then we'll leave a little note here and say always prompt for Google authentication when using Google provider. And with that, what that's going to do is we're just going to set some custom parameters. So Google provider dot set custom parameters. And we're going to say prompt and do select account. Okay. And then we're going to export another function, which is export const sign in with Google is what we're going to call it. It's going to be an asynchronous function, and we're going to return and await auth.sign in with popup, and we're going to pass in that Google provider. I know that you don't need these curly brackets or the return statement here, but because the way that Prettier formats it, I like to put it in the brackets. It's a personal thing. And then we will export default Firebase just in case we need it for anything else. Okay, so that is pretty much all the setup we're going to have to do, period, in our Firebase init file. Now, really quick, I just want to go into the app.js file here. We're going to say import auth from, oops, from ./firebase/inits. And then we'll just go here and say console.log auth. Don't know where that came from. I cannot type today. Save. And it's compiling. Let's go back to the browser. And if we look in our console, we can see that Google is sending back an auth object with a whole bunch of different arguments and methods and keys and everything in here. There's only a couple of them we're going to really use, which will be the, where is it? Because I haven't signed in yet, it's not showing this stuff, but it'll have an email, it'll have a display name, it'll have things like that. So that's what we're going to be using. So that is what I want to do for this video. In the next video, we will actually get it so we can start creating a form and see what's going on with the sign in, sign out with the users, and we'll start with the Google sign in pop-up. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.